Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut Podcast. My name is Mark Storrs. Hanging out with me, as always, Mr. Robert Thomas Morphy II.
Indubadilly.
And of course, Mr. Christopher Carnicelli.
Yes.
What's happened? In the flesh.
Yeah,
In the
back
flesh.
together.
Once again.
Warm bodies
Now
in a room.
It's just going to be a game of who gets COVID or who gets a fucking cold to see when we got to split next. But for now, we're here. Let's enjoy this.
Yes, let's savor this
We are
moment.
three simple men.
We decided.
Trying.
We thought we were complex, but we've realized, relativistically,
Yes.
we're just simple men with simple needs.
In comparison to other folks, we are 100% very simple. Yes, we have very simple shit happening with us, which is awesome. This week, boys, Rob cooked up something really interesting here because I opened the email and I saw the word Kaiju.
Yes, you did.
We're talking about Kaiju Chaos, Antarctic-Zilla versus Kabagon. Oh, I almost messed Kabagon up, but I didn't. Here we go, because you're not going to hear that because of editing. Oh, the magic in 1959 and again in 1971. The heart of the Shōwa period, the crews of two Japanese ships encountered a pair of bizarre and utterly inexplicable sea-bound behemoths that seemed to have crawled out of a giant monster movie and into the real world.
Who doesn't love kaiju?
Yeah.
I mean, the three of us are absolutely enamored of that.
Real quick, favorite kaiju, mine, Todora.
Gigan.
I don't know. It was Megalon for a while.
Oh yeah. Well, he spits fire. He's got drill hands. He has a lightning antenna. Like, a lot of people shit on Megalon.
I know.
That dude's dope as fuck, plus Jet Jaguars.
Sorry. Yeah. If you're a kid, like you.
Oh, that's what
Megalon's
you want. That's
like
the one.
The robot.
Absolutely.
Goddamn star.
And
Yeah.
Gigan. Come on.
Right.
Yeah, no, I do like Robot Chicken Cyborg dude. He's really fucking cool. Especially like when in the older, like during like the 2000 era when he's got like chainsaw hands and you're like, oh, stop, you're just fucking crushing it. But I'm a big smog monster guy, so I do love me his
Fedora's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Like, that
super
is
fun.
definitely psychedelic as fuck and the scariest kaiju film, at least from the Shōwa era.
I like when he has
weird.
his cool like form where he flies.
Oh, I love it. The
He
fly,
just- yeah.
the
It's like a-
swimming,
It just
the
looks like a
fly.
manta ray.
It does, yes.
Flying.
But I love
But
that.
the eyes.
And that's
So
what makes
good.
it so cool. Like, it's like one of those gargantuan gliders, hashtag not a blimp.
Yep.
And fucking when he walks and he's that lumpy fuck all just,
Yes.
lumbering around. Oh, so, we love kaiju.
Clearly.
We love
do.
all the, Gamera 2, all of the Japanese studios.
All the
Obviously,
Ultraman Kaiju. Yeah.
Kaiju means monster in Japanese. Daya means giant. So Daya Kaiju Eiga is giant monster cinema. And we are nuts for it. And one of the bonding factors of all three of us in the early days of our friendship, among other things like punk rock and the wonders of, local girls and, bars and whatever, was discussing giant monsters.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, here we go, man. Full circle. Kaiju Chaos, Robert. Let's do it.
Since the earliest days of cinema, humankind has been mesmerized by mastodonic monstrosities, be they dinosaurs, giant gorillas, cyclopses, or lightning-spewing three-headed space dragons. Looking at you, King Ghidorah.
What up?
Filmgoers have been fascinated by the idea of massive monsters. Though these cinematic creations would soon become a global phenomenon, the first out the gate was stop-motion animation pioneer Willis O'Brien, who created a triptych of masterpieces. His initial foray was 1925's The Lost World, a silent dino-infused adventure film adapted from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's 1912 novel of the same name. The second, released in 1933, was destined to become one of the most influential films ever made, an act of pure cinematic escapism that introduced the world to what many believe is the mightiest monarch of all mammoth movie monsters, the one and only King Kong. This trio of accomplishments would be rounded out with 1949's Mighty Joe Young, which not only elevated the art form of stop motion to dizzying new heights, but served as the formal introduction between movie audiences and the now legendary artist and filmmaker Ray Harryhausen, whose own rampaging, atomically resurrected Leviathan, the beast from 20,000 Fathoms, would be unleashed in cinemas in 1953. But the history of giant monster flicks deserves an episode of its own, on an entirely different podcast. What we're going to talk about here today are a very specific breed of beast, real-life encounters with gargantuan Goliaths that have been, thus far, mostly reported by the Japanese.
I mean, when it comes from that area, you're like, yes, the shit's real.
But it doesn't come from that area.
Oh.
Yeah.
Reported by the Japanese.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, shit.
Globetrotters, one and all.
Oh, man, I was really hoping it was going to be some kaiju shit and get excited, then be like, this would actually be a big problem for everybody in the world that this shit was real. We'd have a huge fucking issue. It'd be like Pacific Rim.
Oh, for the record,
There you go.
shit's real.
All right, well,
Big
there
shit
you
in
go.
the ocean that we don't know about, 100% real. I would stake anything on that.
Nice.
Just about. It goes without saying that Japanese pop culture has long been obsessed with giant monsters. From 1954, when they ushered the lumbering atomic-powered colossus known as Gojira, soon to be renamed Godzilla in its 1956 American debut, onto the silver screen, the Japanese movie-going public has remained enamored with the idea of enormous entities emerging from the briny depths, crawling ashore and thrashing their way through any number of heavily populated urban centers. In fact, the Japanese were so bewitched by these behemoths that by the 1960s, an entire genre mentioned earlier, Kaiju Eiga, or giant monster movies, was dedicated to solely their creation. It would be a genre which proved so popular that by 1967, every major studio in Japan had contributed to it. But Japan's fanaticism regarding these ferocious fictional fiends was evidently not limited to movie theaters, as it seems as if at least two of these literal leviathans managed to slither off the silver screen and into the glacial depths of the South Seas.
Oh, okay.
In the real world, baby.
I'm in.
All right, let's do it.
Let's move on. In 1959, Sogensha Incorporated published a book by Captain Mitsuji Masamoto titled Antarctic Transportation. Maybe not catchy, but it's accurate.
Seems kind of
Fair.
academic, but okay, sure.
In it, this experienced sea captain recalled his memories traversing the icy seas of the South Pole. But there is one particular account that stands out from the rest. It involves the spectacular sighting of a humongous hair-smothered creature that Captain Matsumoto dubbed, perhaps none too originally, the Antarctic Godzilla.
Oh, I thought you came up with that.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I trimmed it to Antarctic-Zilla
Okay.
because I have to do shit like that. But
They went full Gojira. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
Sweet.
the event in question began at approximately 7 p.m. on the evening of February 13th, 1958, over 3 years after the release of Gojira and decades before sightings of the massive white anthropomorphic entity known as the Ninja, that's episode 113, Cryptonaut podcast, became an almost regular occurrence. In the summer of 58, Captain Matsumoto was piloting the Antarctic research ship Shōwa, PL-107, for those that care about maritime shit, in the frigid ocean surrounding Antarctica when he and a handful of other crew members were stunned by the sight of a huge and evidently animate object floating in the frigid waters. But first, a little background on the Shōwa, the ship that we're talking about. The Shōwa was one of 3 ships commissioned by the Soviet Union in 1936 to be built at the Matsuo shipyard on Nagasaki's Koyagi Island. It was originally named the Voloshevets, but due to the worsening state of Japanese-Soviet relations at the time, the ships were never delivered. The Voloshevets was christened the Chiryo Maru, and the ice-breaking cargo freighter was officially launched from the now also renamed Kawa Minami shipyard on February 16, 1938. In November 1939, the Imperial Japanese Navy requisitioned the Chiryo Maru for national service, and in February 1940, she was renamed the Shōwa. After the war, the Shōwa's guns were removed and she was refitted for civilian use, making many trips to the North Sea. According to Wikipedia, unimpeachable, in 1950, the ship received a comprehensive refit in preparation for service as Japan's first dedicated Antarctic research ship. In 1956, her further modifications, included the replacement of her steam engine with twin diesel engines and the installation of a helicopter deck with the ability to store light helicopters for voyage. In 1957, her forward gun wall, was built up, and in 1958, a further refit added a second larger helicopter deck above the earlier one, which became a vast new storage space. Between 1956 and 1962, Shōwa undertook missions to the Antarctic. Her second voyage in 1958 made headlines worldwide when she rescued personnel stranded at the Shōwa research station in the face of approaching winter. End quote. This may well be the mission during which her crew had an encounter with an enigmatic entity that they would never forget.
Trying to do good shit. And
Down there saving lives,
in Kaiju.
seeing crazy shit.
That's
There
what
you go.
happens.
Okay. So in case we forgot the date, on February 13th, 1958, the Shōwa had just been escorted out to the open sea by the USS Burton Island, a United States Navy Wind-class icebreaker named after an island near the coast of Delaware that was in service between 1947 and 1966. The research vessel was some 2,600 feet away from the swiftly departing USS Barton Island. It's weird that a ship is named an island. That's what threw it off. A lot of people have recorded this as them being off a place called Barton Island,
Right.
but they're really talking about an American icebreaker.
Yeah, why would you name
Yeah,
a ship,
named after an island.
Yeah, that
They're
makes
Delaware
no fucking,
Island. I don't know.
makes no sense.
When, between the two ships, one of the men on the bridge of the Shōwa noticed a large black object bobbing in the waves less than 1,000 feet away. Due to the tilt of the Earth's axis in relation to the sun, I know it sounds like I'm going on a tangent, but bear with me.
Is this going to get flat Earth?
Antarctica, no, it is not.
Good.
Has just 2 seasons, summer and winter. Antarctica has 6 months of daylight in the summer and 6 months of darkness in the winter. That means that even though it was 7 p.m., the summer sky was bright, enabling the captain and crew a clear view of the choppy surrounding seas. So bright light at night, all through the winter.
30 days
yeah,
a
summer.
night, dude.
Science.
Yep. Yeah, vampires love
Science.
Antarctica for half the year.
I would fucking hate that. It would drive me fucking nuts. I couldn't do it.
Too much day, too
Light
much
all
night.
the time, night all the time. I'd fucking.
I think just generally the weather is the worst.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the day nothing is fucked, but no. Just
That's why
no.
I don't think
freezing.
I don't think anyone's ever commanded to go down there for the United States military. I think it's always voluntary. My buddy Liz, you remember Liz?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
She volunteered to go down there, and
Jesus,
had some
really?
photos. Yeah, but I mean, who wouldn't? I would go down there.
I mean, it is an opportunity knowing that you're not going to be there like forever.
Yeah, I mean, and how often do you get a chance?
Is it like a week?
Oh, I don't know how long it was.
I don't want to be
for.
stationed there like I'm in the Thing or something like that.
Oh yeah, you want to go to McMurdo for
No.
like 6 months?
No, give me like a week.
Isolated.
I'm gonna fucking call the helicopter in. Fucking mark us out.
Right on.
Yeah.
Faking injuries, just get the fuck out of Dodge.
To blow my back out every day.
Yeah, I guess maybe for a week. But
I fucking-
I'm to do.
Dude, I'm
No, I know.
Look at the snow.
I mean,
We're gonna go way the fuck over there and look at some more snow.
Get some more snow. There's the water. It'll kill you. Cool. Is there polar bears? Awesome. Let's
no, I
fucking
don't think
give
there's
them
polar
hugs.
bears.
Oh, there's
in
not. Okay,
Antarctica.
I don't know.
No, that's a
I
northern
don't know.
thing, I think.
It's down there. No fucking idea, dude.
Penguins.
Death.
Yeah, death.
Yeah, penguins
Ooh,
and death.
penguins and death.
And undiscovered civilizations beneath the 3 mile sheet of ice.
Oh, the
And apparently some monsters.
And
Okay,
pyramids.
yeah, there you go.
And monsters ahoy. Okay.
All right, cool.
So bright light,
Sweet.
7 p.m.
We're there.
All eyes on the bridge turned to focus on the odd object when one of the men declared that even though it looked like an animal, it was simply too big and must therefore be a, quote, barrel that the Barton Island dropped, end quote. Captain Masamuto was unsure of that assessment, stating, quote, look, how can an empty barrel stand straight in the water when the wind is blowing about 7 or 8 meters? Good question. It was then that, to the shock of the seasoned observers, the colossal creature suddenly turned its head in the direction of the Shōwa, compelling the captain to blurt out, look at that big face and eyes. Big fucking face and eyes. Look at them. Look, everyone, look, it's an order.
If you had guns, I'd say shoot them, but they clearly just
They took the guns off.
They decommissioned it.
Yeah.
Never decommissioned
In his
your
book,
guns.
Matsumoto wrote, the officer of the watch immediately looked through his binoculars. He confirmed that he had 2 eyes and 2 ears. The captain continued his description of the colossal creature, writing, the monster is 7 or 8 meters long, that's about 23 to 26 feet, and looks like a cow from the front. The top of the head was round and felt like a monkey. Felt like a monkey.
Felt.
That's got to be a translation thing.
Yeah.
Just give the aura of a monkey.
Yeah, maybe it gives you like the
Right.
impression of a monkey.
The zeitgeist of monkey.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
yes.
I'm going with.
The zeitgeist of a monkey.
And in any case, it cannot be described as one animal. His hair was dark brown, about 10 centimeters long, that is 4 inches or so, and seemed to cover his whole body. With big eyes, pointed ears, and shoulders above the sea, I could see them for about 30 seconds, end quote.
Ooh.
The captain also estimated that the beast's head was about 70 to 80 centimeters, or approximately 2 to 2.5 feet in length, forcing him to conclude, I thought this was the real thing, so I named it Antarctic-Zilla.
I mean, maybe go with Kong.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
it's a little more mammalian. Yeah.
I mean, if it was a giant lizard with a sweet breath weapon, it looks like a big monkey.
Yeah, like a sea monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
no
not
problem.
literally like a sea monkey.
Just putting it out
like
there.
the back of a comic book sea monkey. They're obviously the sovereigns of the sea with their built-in crowns and
Yes,
mer bodies and
exactly.
perpetual beaming grins.
Yes.
All right. According to an account released by a Japanese publisher of dictionaries, literature, manga, and nonfiction, Shogakukan, in their Study Manga Wonders Series 6, Mysteries of Monsters, which is something I would love to get my hands on,
Seriously.
Chief Engineer Yamada made an even more generous assessment of the animal's monstrous proportions, estimating its head to be at least 5 feet long and stating that the overall length of the beast was almost 33 feet. That's a big one.
Okay. That's pretty big.
He further described the animal as being brownish in color with ears that moved like those of a hippopotamus. So I guess oscillating around,
Yeah,
like
they're moving?
directional.
Oh, dude, kind of like King Caesar.
Yeah.
His weird fucking doo-doo-doo ears.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
It is. There it is.
He went doo-doo-doo.
Bring all the kaiju references you got, buddy.
Yeah, no, name them all.
We're
And
here.
he came out of a mountain. And you're like, oh, cool.
He did, from a song.
Yeah.
He was sang out of a mountain
Yes.
with a happy little statue and glowing eyes.
Yes, exactly.
I do love that useless buck.
He
He was useless in the fight, but
doesn't-
he's awesome.
He doesn't do shit, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
For
all
a
right.
monster of
He
war.
runs around.
Cool.
he does.
He sure does run.
And he's furry as shit. And
Yeah.
he looks dope.
And he
Yep.
makes his little ears wiggle.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
He's still a hero to the kids.
Nice.
Yamato also claimed that it had a, quote, long flapping tail and 2 humps on its back, end quote. Another crew member, referred to only as Sailor A, claimed that it looked less like a cow and more like a hairy, monkey-faced horse. Weird.
Oh, okay.
Even more perturbing is the size estimate offered up by our resident researcher, Cole Harold, who, thank you for, again, sending your information our way, buddy, in his article on the event, wherein he wrote that while, quote, an exact size of the creature was never precisely specified, some sources claim the creature to be 70 to 80 feet long. So that's fucking crazy.
Those are some huge discrepancies in
So
size.
it could be 30 to 80 feet.
Well, wasn't it?
22 to 80.
22 to
It,
20,
yeah, it was,
20 to
the
80.
first was like 22 to 26. Now they're like, it's 30 something. Now they're like, well, it's, I mean,
No
this
one
thing's
can
First
judge
it's a barrel.
sizes in
Now
the
it's
ocean.
a building.
Yeah, how is it a yeah, how did it go from it's a barrel? No barrel can stand up, like no barrel has
All right, so
eyes.
my assumption is, and
So
this
the
is,
head or-
this is me filling in blanks that I have no right to do, is that the head emerged first and was
Right,
perhaps
that's what I'm-
barrel
Okay, all right,
sized,
cool.
like a barrel laying on its side. You know, it's like 3-4 feet. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know barrel standard sizes, and then the rest of it emerged from the depths.
Fair. Okay.
But again, you can't. No one can tell size in the ocean or skies. No one knows.
No.
Not even seasoned captains. You don't know.
No idea.
Unless you throw a ruler at whatever you see.
Get a tape
Even that
measure.
rarely works in the ocean.
Yeah.
Called the boomerang ruler.
There it is.
You throw it, gives you info, yells it back
Measure.
at you.
Take snapshots the whole way.
It's not fucking 70 feet,
It's too
asshole.
fucking big.
Run! Save yourselves.
Let me die. Let me die.
God.
Ted.
All the Bill Paxton
Yeah,
of
it's named
boomerang
Ted.
rulers. Game over, man. Rest in peace,
Oh
Bill.
man! All right, big rips to Bill Paxton and that poor boomerang fucking measurement stick thing.
Yeah. The ultimate invention that never happened.
It died.
Cole added that it had large noticeable shoulders, discernible, that's a synonym, that reached out from the form, indicating that whatever this creature was, it was definitely strong, end quote. If these proportions are accurate, that would make this unclassified critter a true Kaiju.
Oh,
It's a big one. But it's still, even at 22 feet, not modest, you know?
yeah.
Right.
It was then that the ship's unnamed electrical engineer rushed to the bridge from the bow of the ship, claiming that he had watched as the thing dove beneath the waves near the front of the accelerating vessel. From this much closer vantage point, the engineer reported that the unusual animal had, quote, vertical serrated fins on its back. Definitely not, well, I'd say not typical of mammals, but porpoises and dolphins and whales. So, but multiple fins? Not maybe so common,
Yeah.
but interesting.
Yeah, aquatic apes, dude.
You know, I'm a big fan of that theory.
Yeah, dude.
And they'd get big in the water just like whales did.
Yeah, they have all that room to grow.
All that room to grow.
Yeah.
All that fish to eat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
All right. All of the eyewitnesses agreed that it was unlike anything they had ever seen and that whatever this creature was, it, quote, looked more like a terrestrial animal than a whale or a seal because of its fur and the shape of its face. Monkey. Feels like a monkey.
It's dude,
Feels like a cow monkey.
dude, the zeitgeist of a monkey.
There it is. Before it vanished into the murky depths of the icy ocean, the chief engineer had sprinted to his private quarters to retrieve his camera, but by the time he got back, the mammoth mammal had already gone, and much to his and the rest of us in the cryptozoologically obsessed world's chagrin, he sadly missed the shot of a lifetime.
No.
Following this brief yet tantalizing encounter, the observers reported their sighting to a member of the observation team who specialized in biology, Dr. Yoshi. Not the little green dinosaur.
Okay,
But-
Dr. Yoshi.
Wow,
Close.
we don't know that.
You're right. You're right. He could have gotten his doctorate.
Dude, he's fucking wicked early in his career.
PhD.
Yeah, super early in his career.
Though he was disappointed that he'd not had the opportunity to see the thing with his own eyes, Dr. Yoshi, in a fashion that will surprise no one fascinated by crypto lore, expressed a great deal of skepticism regarding the existence of any kind of gargantuan cow-faced semi-simian aqua bovine. Figures. Facts, dude. Look at the facts.
You have to, dude. You got to start with the skepticism, man, before you get to the truth.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, this is how we learn to love.
You're right.
Here you go.
I didn't know love started with skepticism.
Sure does.
I'm going to put that one in my wallet.
There you go.
Keep it for later.
Say that. Say that for later.
Yeah. No condoms, just fucking skepticism on a piece of paper. It's the road to love, Mark told me. But from that point on, whenever he left his cabin, the captain carried an ultra-compact camera in his pocket, which he had received before he embarked on his journey. But to his eternal disappointment, the curious creature was never seen again. With this strange sighting, the captain and crew of the Shōwa have left marine biologists and the rest of the world a true zoological mystery. Though some have suggested that what was actually seen was the rotting carcass of a whale that had assumed through decomposition the appearance of a monstrous unknown animal, it seems unlikely that a crew of seasoned seamen well familiar with species indigenous to Antarctic waters would have made such a ridiculous error. Add to that the fact that the thing was obviously animate, and one must summarily discard the rotten carcass hypothesis, at least in this case. It also seems that it would be extremely unlikely that a captain with such a storied career would make up such a ludicrous hoax, especially considering that his crew could so easily refute such baseless fabrications. No, whatever it may have been that the crew of the Shōwa briefly encountered that fateful February Eve, it was at the very least real and almost certainly alive. The most logical explanation would be that the witnesses encountered a heretofore undescribed species of giant sirenian, perhaps a southern version of stellar sea cow, a now tragically extinct sirenian that was found only around the Commander Islands in the Bering Sea between Alaska and Russia, and was described first by George Wilhelm Steller in 1954, who added, in a darkly ironic twist, that its meat was tasty. So these fuckers wipe these things out quick.
Real quick,
Wipe them out.
What is a sirene?
It's like a manatee type creature, like sea
Oh.
cows,
Oh, okay.
dugongs. I think
Cool.
they all fit under the Sirenian banner.
Okay,
I think I'm saying it right.
I
but
had
I'm
no
not.
idea. Cool.
So they're awesome animals. Like I mean, have you guys seen manatees down in Florida, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's wicked. It's
I
just so
love
cool. You're driving through like one of those outlets, trying to go super slow, being fucking aware. You know,
Right.
they want a propeller up their fucking backs. Cause a fucking manatee massacre, and when you just see this huge bulbous fucking mammal come out of the water, it feels like you're in a fantasy world. It feels like you're living in an Avatar fucking movie before they even came out. When I was a kid and I saw a manatee, I almost
they're
lost my shit.
This guy ate one.
They all ate them.
Oh.
And then the hunters came out in droves, and they're dead. Now, some people occasionally claim to see one like off the coast of Siberia, way north in the Bering Strait. I don't know if any have ever been seen off the coast of Alaska. And I would like to think a small pocket survived up there somehow, but they were brutally slaughtered,
Oh,
and it's shameful.
That's a bummer. Okay, well.
really is.
Oh, shit. Sorry to get dark on everyone there. My questions. Moving on.
Others have speculated that it might be an unknown species of cetacean, a whale, or perhaps even an undiscovered species of pinniped akin to a leopard seal. So, obviously seals and things of that ilk.
Cool.
So, it seems mammalian. You know, it seems like there's a good chance that... with a monkey cow face, it's hippo
No, right.
You kind
ears, it's breathing air.
of have to go that way. Yeah.
But I mean, something that big, could it live in those seas that aren't really densely explored or fished?
I mean, there's a lot of room out there
Possibly.
to hide, man. Especially if this thing can bring underwater. Clearly, he's good to go, man. He's just swimming around.
And
doing all
stellar
kinds of
sea
weird-
cow were 30 plus feet. They were just as big as the median-ish range for this thing.
22 to 80.
Yeah,
Is that
22
where
to
we're
80.
going?
Yeah.
Sweet. Sweet. Okay. All right. Well, this is fucking cool.
But fascinating as this encounter with the so-called Antarctic-Godzilla may be, it's not the only, or for that matter, weirdest run-in that Japanese sailors would claim to have had with a colossal critter in the South Seas. Though this time the encounter would be slightly further north and would involve an eerie, quasi-humanoid mammalian-type entity whose massive head would peek up from the water just 25 miles southeast of Littleton, a port town of the north shore of Littleton Harbor at the northwestern end of Banks Peninsula near Christchurch on the eastern coast of the South Island of New Zealand. That's a lot of geography.
I don't know what you
I just brought
said.
you where you are.
Where-
So, all right, let's go. Let's do this easier. We're on the South Island of New Zealand.
Okay.
We're not far from
There's
both
a
Christchurch and Littlejohn.
There's
Just
a-
25 miles off the coast of the port city.
A harbor and a peninsula.
There's a harbor
Is
named
it?
Littlejohn too.
There's some miles are involved.
Yeah, like why is there like a third Ave? Like, what's
All you
going
got to
on?
think is South Island,
Okay.
Low Island.
Okay.
You know, if you're going north to south, I guess, of New Zealand.
Oh boy.
25 miles off the coast
Cool.
of good old Littlejohn.
Okay.
All right.
And if you don't know where Littlejohn is, just think, well, where's Christchurch? And you'll be like, oh, it's fucking right there.
It's near the harbor next to the peninsula.
And the chances of an
Right.
American knowing where either are is a fucking. If you can find New Zealand on a map, I'll give you a fucking sticker.
It's that way. Yeah.
By Australia, it's a little south.
Oh shit! I went the wrong way.
You did not know.
I went the
You
wrong
didn't
way.
know, did you?
No, I have no clue.
They shot all
Yeah,
the
you
damn
just
Hobbit
pointed.
movies there.
I just pointed at you. Chris is right.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Well, it's cute.
My lack of geography is cute. I like
It's
that.
adorable. All right. So anyway, that's where we are.
All right.
According to Cole Herald's February 13th, 2023 report, at about noon on July 18th, 1971, Captain Miyagi Kimura and 25 other crew members of the Kanpira Maru No. 28, an over 62-foot-long, 235-ton tuna longline fishing boat from Onagawa, I almost said Okinawa, but Onagawa, were casting their lines into a stretch of the Pacific Ocean that was approximately 130 feet deep when their attention was suddenly drawn by a strange disturbance in the water less than 100 feet away. According to the ship's logbook, they were anchored at 44.15 degrees south latitude and 173.34 east longitude. Again, put them in your fucking GPS, find the spot. The day was bright and the conditions were fine as a sweet northern breeze was blowing. And we all know what that sweet northern breeze is like.
I love it. It's the best.
Yeah.
Man, the smell of oatmeal and fucking
No.
muffins.
All right, muffins, yes. All right,
Sweet.
fine. Yeah, muffins on the northern breeze, that's fine.
All right,
I don't know what the fuck you're doing with oatmeal.
Whatever.
Like cream of wheat on your loins. It's just
That shit's instant, dude. Stop.
hard at work on this beautiful day. The captain and crew of the Kanpira Maru would never have suspected that they were about to leave the world they knew behind and enter the uncharted waters of high strangeness.
Oh.
As the attention of the crew drifted to the dangerously close patch of boiling water, they were utterly unprepared for what would happen next. To their collective shock and consternation, the dark waters parted to reveal not a clump of seaweed, nor a whale, nor any other recognizable sea beast, but a furrowed lump of brownish gray flesh that stuck some 5 feet above the waves, indicating that something even more massive waited below. Confused by what they were looking at, it wasn't until a pair of huge 6-inch eyes opened and its ample, deep-set circular nostrils flared that the terrified crew realized they were looking at the top half of the skull of some humongous, semi-humanoid marine monster, which many claimed resembled a mammoth, deformed hippopotamus.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
5 feet of deformed hippo skull.
Yeah, no,
Not what you want to see.
no
25 miles away
not
from
the
Christchurch.
kind of description that you want put on something. Okay, deformed hippos. Here we go.
The men, realizing this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to retrieve a new and potentially valuable species, quickly put their fear behind them and began making their way toward the harpoons, the rocks of the sea, if you will,
I mean,
hoping to kill and capture the colossal creature.
this could have been the one, man. This could have been the vibe.
Could have been the one.
Could have been the one.
Yeah, it could have been all harpooned to hell, weird dragged in fucking,
Deformed hippopotamus.
Sea hippo.
That's fine.
yeah. That would have been terrible. The captain ordered the helmsman to start toward the massive and virtually immobile monster, but as the ship drew closer and the crew members hefted their harpoons, the mastodonic mound of flesh, seeming to sense the danger at hand, simply sunk back into the briny depths from whence it came. Needless to say, the crew of the Kampira Maru number 28 was left deeply disappointed by the elusiveness of their enigmatic quarry, and they would keep the tale of their odd encounter to themselves until they returned home to Yaizu Port in Hizuoka, well, we'll go with that, prefecture, where the reporters from one of the major newspapers in Japan, the Mainichi Shimbun, literally the daily newspaper, would track them down and write a tell-all account of their extraordinary encounter. Intriguingly, before the crew of the Kampiro Maru returned to tell of their fantastic sighting, a weekly magazine in New Zealand released a report chronicling the fact that a strange series of footprints were discovered on the Littleton Peninsula. Though it is not known what the size or context of these prints were, it might have been printed in the original article, but I couldn't find that anywhere. The Manichi Daily News would nevertheless propose that these footprints were caused by the same creature, which the unnamed captain of the fishing vessel would later draw and dub, in a decidedly kaiju-like fashion, Kabagon, after kaba, the Japanese word for hippo.
Dude, nice.
Kabagon.
Yeah.
It's just such like you were saying earlier, it's like an Ultraman villain.
Yeah, Kabagon.
Kabagon feels like it's something we've seen.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, I mean, this guy fucking nailed it. The footprints are interesting.
Though likely unrelated, but
yeah,
it is interesting.
How big are these footprints?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't just say footprints.
Yeah.
Like
I need a size.
something else.
And if it's like a seal-like thing, then it wouldn't be footprints. It'd be a big slop.
Yeah, it would be-
mass,
yeah.
Like it'd be like
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt with
Dragged.
flippers
Yeah.
Okay.
crawling around.
All right. Well, we're gonna put it.
It does look kind of Hut-esque.
It does.
Did you
yes.
guys see the drawings I included in the email?
Yes, actually, I got.
Did you see them, Chris?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty. It actually may be a little bit of Hedora.
Yeah, we're gonna go there.
Let's wait. Okay.
Oh, we're definitely
I
going
didn't
there.
want to ruin that. Okay.
That's all, nothing's ruined.
All right. Cool.
Little spoiler.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
all.
Sweet. Perfect.
The creature would also come to be known under a name that renowned Mothman chronicler John Keel coined to cover a whole array of bizarre beasts, the bug-eyed monster, or BEM. But I prefer the former, as it not only sounds cooler, but helps to avoid confusion with the myriad other bug-eyed monsters in alien and crypto lore. So as far as I'm concerned, this fucker's called Kabagon.
Yeah, I'm in.
People can do what they want, but
Yeah. No.
Cryptonaut realms, it is Kabagon. Though Kabagon has been described as both semi-humanoid and hippo-like, upon inspection of the original illustration, it looks less like either and more like a wide-eyed, round-nostriled version of Godzilla's most psychedelic foe, Hedorah, or as he is better known in the English-speaking world, the Smog Monster. One could not be blamed for wondering if the captain's published image of Kabagon might have inspired the designers of the Big G's legendary and initially sea-dwelling Kaiju foe, if it weren't for the fact that Godzilla vs. Hedorah was theatrically released on July 24th, 1971, a mere 4 days after the sighting was made.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
However, Harold sagely points out that, quote, trailers for the film were certainly released before that day. It was very possible that members of the crew had seen the trailer and proceeded to create an encounter revolving around a beast similar in appearance to Hedorah, yet all of this is speculation, end quote. So he makes a point. The trailers might have been out. It looks Hedorah as fuck. We all agree.
Yeah, for sure.
It does. It also kind of looks like Grimace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jabba
like
the
a-
Grimace with a
like
Hedorah
Grimace, Grimace was dead in the water for like a couple
like
weeks.
bloated and got
Yeah.
like sea anemones and
Yeah.
fungus and whatever. Is there
yeah.
sea fungus? There probably
Like
is.
the Davy Jones version of Grimace.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
God.
It's like corpse decay grimace. Oh, gross.
Oh, just like that fucking that big zombie that
Man.
comes out from New York Harbor in fucking Lucio Fulci's zombie.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
big bald
Oh,
guy that looks
yeah.
like King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, he's got the worms coming out
And
of
when his
his
head
eye.
first
Yeah.
comes out of the water,
Yeah. Oh, all right.
we're basically dealing with the huge version of that.
Decomposing grimace. I like it.
Bizarre as this beast is, Harold suggested a more prosaic interpretation, writing, another possibility is that the creature could have been misidentified. The eyewitness sketch does bear some resemblance to known animals, even though it may seem goofy. The closest animal to Kabagon in appearance would be a female walrus, and even the original Pursuit Breakdown, which is a periodical that published the captain's drawing of the case, quickly pointed out this as a possibility. However, the article also states that this would be highly unlikely as walruses in general are found in the Arctic and subarctic areas of the planet and not in the warm waters of New Zealand. Another problem is that the creature's head was 5 feet alone, and the crew had no way of measuring the rest of the creature, which clearly could have been at least 3 times bigger than that. So an estimate of, about 20 to 30 feet, which would be bigger than any currently living walrus or pinniped. As walruses tend to have a max size of about 12 and a half feet, and even then the females, which Kabagon is more similar in appearance to, are much smaller. It's from this that it would seem unlikely that what was seen by the crew was a known pinniped or a pinniped at all. So he does make an interesting point there.
Okay.
And the thought of a giant fucking walrus is terrifying in its own way.
Yeah.
You're just floating around with its giant ass tusks. There was a giant walrus in kaiju lore. Remember the movie Gorath about the rogue planet? It was a Toho made film, I think made in the late 50s, maybe very early 60s.
The name sounds familiar.
It starred Kumi Mizuno and Akira Kubo. I think it was directed by Ishiro Honda. And it had the, what was the name? Meganuma was they included the giant fucking walrus in a scene in the Arctic because they figured no one would buy a sci-fi Japanese movie in the 60s if it didn't have a giant monster of some sort. But oddly enough, it was cut out of the American cut of the film.
Oh, Jesus.
So the English-American dub, which I've only seen on TV a few times in my life, didn't actually feature the goddamn walrus.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But anyway, there's more fucking kaiju lore for the uninitiated.
Nice.
Moving on to something even more intriguing. One theory that is unique in ocean lore has it that Kabagon wasn't a corporeal cryptid at all, but was in fact an ocean-dwelling yokai from Japanese folklore known as the umibozu. That's right, the umibozu.
I like this. We're going straight fucking ghost.
You gotta love it.
Demon.
Spirit.
All right, cool. Spirit.
Weird monster. Kappas are yokai and they're sort
vengeful.
of corporeal and sort of not.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Umibozu, also known as Umihoshi and Umi Yudo, I think, all of which basically translates as sea monk or sea priest, is a paranormal phenomenon often depicted as a bald, jet black, wide-eyed humanoid that comes up from the ocean's depths to clamp onto ships in an attempt, to sink them and drown the sailors aboard. They are also known to cause tempestuous ship-sinking storms and are said to, at times, attack fishing fleets in packs or swarms, as they are sometimes known. So a swarm of colossal, jet-black shadow people with eerie eyes just attacking fucking ships left and right.
Yeah, that's fucking gnarly.
I'm not in.
Yeah,
No,
but it's a fucking bummer, dude.
I'm out.
Worst carnival cruise ever.
Yeah.
For sure.
As they swim, this makes it no better. They are said to have a screaming cry of ya, or at times, "Ai-ta-ta."
Oh, yeah, you're going to hear them fuckers coming a mile away.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad.
So if they're attacking, you'll know. You'll know by the ya.
Yeah.
And then you'll be dead by the time you hear the ai-ta-ta.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Just in time. Perfect.
In fact, in the Tohoku region, there is a custom of sacrificing to the deities the first fish caught when fishing, as it is said that if this tradition is not followed, an umibozu will appear and destroy the boat as well as kidnap its owner. So you can't fuck around. That first fish goes to the umibozu.
Or you're going to get kidnapped by a weird sea fucking
And your
spirit.
ship's done.
Okay, cool.
But the kidnapping seems worse.
Seems like a lot.
You're probably going to die soon after kidnapping. They don't say what happens, but it can't be a good life.
There's no ransom now.
No.
Cool.
No, that's horrible.
Awesome.
Yeah. Though often described as black and humanoid, kind of like a reverse ninja, which is that weird white whaley humanoid thing.
Oh, yeah,
Literally means human in
It
Japanese.
looks kind of like walks around kind of like this.
This aforementioned, I think, episode 113, we
Yeah.
covered it. It's a weird phenomenon, but definitely fits in. It's like part and parcel of what we're dealing with today.
For sure.
But the jet black version of it, apparently. One report hailing from the December 26th, 1888 edition of Japan's first newspaper, Miyaku Shinbun, claimed that at Midira, Wakayama Prefecture, there was an umibozu resembling a large monkey with the height of approximately 7 to 8 feet tall and that weighed between the oddly specific weights of 496 to 579 pounds. It's not the weirdest part.
Okay.
And was said to have brown hair, orange eyes, the toothy maw of a crocodile, the torso of a fish, and a trunco-like tail of a lobster.
That is an Ultraman.
Okay, that's
kaiju.
yeah,
That's
that is
to the max. That's what you expect from Japan.
Oh, 100%.
That's where Japan brings the goods.
for sure.
Yeah.
They could have stopped at 3 of those things.
Yep.
And they said, fuck you. It's a lobster tail. It's a fish torso. It's a monkey head. It's a
Yeah.
crocodile's fucking snout.
It for sure shoots lasers.
Yeah, it's got orange eyes.
Yeah.
Come on. From which the lasers no doubt come.
There you go.
And to cap it all off, it was also said to let out a bellowing cry, not unlike that of an angry bull.
Oh.
So the big snorty,
Okay.
nightmare.
Cool.
It reminds me
man.
of, what's that fucking, not agropelter. Those are the little Bigfoot type things that live in trees. That's a lumberjack lore thing that they hook branches down and kill people, widowmakers. The one we did it, a huzotl. I'm not going to say it right, but it's a Central American thing where it had like claws and it ate fingernails and like fucking
Yes.
your teeth.
Yes.
And its tail had a claw on it too, and it was like an
Yes.
aquatic monkey
Yes.
that fucked you up bad
And
and ate all your hard parts.
specifically remember
Yeah.
the fingernails because it's very like, oh man, that's a weird delicacy, dude.
That's so icky.
Like, what are you getting from that? There's zero nutrition.
No, really, unless you live on calcium.
right.
Maybe all teeth all day.
Yeah, all teeth all day.
There you go. Cool.
Well, get you some whole milk, dude.
Fuck yeah, man. I
Just
love it.
fucking leave my teeth alone.
Yeah, get some milk, dog. It's gonna be all right. I love it.
Cryptid, leave those teeth alone.
Oh no.
Not surprisingly, in a culture that is surrounded by and as dependent upon the ocean as Japan, this is but one of a vast array of eerie aquatic cryptids or nature spirits. Harold points out that Japan is not the only country to have harbored beliefs in aquatic deities, citing such beings as Europe's notorious undines or water fairies, and even suggesting that, quote, Kabagon is also very similar to a painting of the Noken, an aquatic fairy and aggressive water spirit from Scandinavia. So maybe seafaring cultures from around the world have encountered very similar things and created mythologies to explain them when they couldn't, put a biological marker on them.
Okay, I like it.
He continues, the world has countless areas known for such spirit-like beings or paranormal entities, which is very true. Whatever the Antarctic-Godzilla or Kabagon turn out to be they incredible unknown animals or ethereal enigmatic entities of ancient lore, the one thing of which we can be assured is that the Earth's oceans are chock full of incredible mysteries and, as yet, undiscovered species.
Oh, there it is. Kaiju Chaos. Antarctic-Zilla versus Kabagon. This is why I don't go in the ocean, boys.
Yeah.
This is why I don't even go in my pool.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
No,
fuck around
pools are
with water.
safe.
No,
Pools are like completely.
You think so?
There's
You
no
think
brain-eating
so.
amoebas.
You don't know that.
Amoebas. Yeah, I know. Amoebas. Little
There
anemic
would-
amoebas.
Depending on you, if you fuck your chemicals up bad enough, there would 100% be one in your pool.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
so-
All right. So I've
Don't
been in
fuck
some
up your
nasty
chemicals.
pools.
Dude, there you go. Be a master of chemicals like myself.
But
Balance
I'm
that
with
pool.
you. Fuck lakes.
Yeah. Fuck oceans.
Fuck most streams, unless they're very clear. I'm not so fuck on oceans because, there's a lot of clear spots. You can see what you're
They
doing.
can exist. We just don't have to partake in them. That's all.
I don't think you're trying to banish the ocean.
Just saying.
Were you?
Maybe. I don't know.
Don't banish it. I mean,
You don't
let
know.
other people enjoy the ocean if they want to enjoy it.
Listen.
I'm just not. I'm not in.
Yeah, but deep ocean shit will fuck you up.
Yeah, 100%.
There are sea monsters.
I know that, but that's why I'm not in it.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm barely. I see the Great Lake. I'm like, you're cool, but I'm still on land.
Yeah, I'm not
Right.
going
You
in
can
it.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you exist for now.
Right.
You will not be banned.
For now.
Yeah. Chris will not banish you. So it's like a truce right now.
Yeah. No,
Just continue to not fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude,
Oh
just
no.
keep
Once
it-
the ocean fucks around.
The second I see multiple
done.
tentacles,
It-
you're going in the corner.
Yeah, that's it. You're not. You're gone. Get your ass in the corner. I'm taking your phone away for the rest of the fucking weekend. That's a true dad move in 2023. Your phone is gone. All right. So real quick here, the Antarctic-Zilla with this thing. Okay, we have a bit of an issue here with the size. We got 22 to possibly 80. Okay, interesting.
All right. It's. But let's be
Weird-
honest.
Weird hippo ears.
The reasonable accounts from Yamada and Matsumoto, I think I'm saying his name right, the captain, is between the 25, 26 to 30 marker, I think.
I mean, still pretty big.
It's still
Yeah.
big, but
I mean-
only one random dude through 70.
Yeah,
Not that Cole is random, but I mean whatever source he had was
Right. You cited that it
biggins.
was like 80. Yeah. So the thing with that, which I think is interesting, is that it was pointed out possibly, okay, this is a weird, an art piece done with a decaying whale carcass, apparently. Like,
Yeah,
just
one
some
of
weird
nature's art.
Yeah, so nature's art of decomposition yet again. showing up there. But, you did bring up the fact, too, that if you are in a sea-bearing vessel, you would kind of be able to pick out, like, a whale carcass decomposing. You'd think they've seen enough of them.
And it wouldn't turn and look at you.
Well, that's the other thing.
With its big cow eyes and its monkey felt head.
And it kind of it was moving, clearly.
Yes.
Because it turned, looked at them, and like, oh, it's got eyes and all kinds of shit on its face. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in the water.
That's the other thing is, like, it's hard to see. It's hard to decipher shit in the water.
Yeah.
I'm just going that they're sea folk. Like, they know the deal.
Well, you would think.
They know things that we don't
think.
know. You would think, yes. But it's true. It could have been misidentified, but I mean, the entire ship saw this thing. Even the electrical engineer was like, God damn it, it's got a fucking fin. So
no, it got a couple, right?
Yeah, I think it had a couple.
They said it had rows of vertical serrated fins on its back, according to the electrical engineer that was down at the bow that looked right over the edge right before it went under the boat.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
As the boat was overtaking it, I'm assuming. So I hate it. I hate when it happens, and every time something washes up on shore, it ends up being a fuck-sucking basking shark. This does happen.
Right.
Even probably the most famous Japanese-related sea monster carcass, the Zuyo Maru carcass that was discovered in 1977. That it's that famous photograph of the hanging carcass. It seems to be a long Nessie-like head and a plesiosaur-like neck and plesiosaur-like head in the body is almost certainly a decayed whale or more likely shark carcass. And I hate that, but it's true, and we got to acknowledge that that's what that shit is.
Yeah,
floating in the water. Not looking all rotten because you'd see like filaments rotating off. So you'd say it had like 4,000 fucking tentacles coming off it maybe. Well, maybe it would look like the hair. But it was brown hair, not like the white cartilaginous. I'm not
weird
saying the
hair
word right, cartilage that would be coming off.
Yeah, weird hair thing's kind of weird. Because that could be something that's decomposing and shredding. But
sea mammals have hair.
We have to go with the eyewitnesses by saying that it moved.
Yes.
It turned around, they saw it, they hated the hippo things, whatever, and then it just jetted. It's not. It didn't make a statement. Didn't cause a fuss or a ruckus. It was just like, say it.
Yeah.
Fucking jetted.
Yeah.
True.
For the entire. So here's the thing: if the entire crew is going to come together and say that they saw this thing, either they're all completely fucking misinterpreting what this thing is. They're making up to be like, oh look, we see giant kaiju too, or they legitimately saw it.
Well, I don't think they're lying. I think they saw something. It's just I don't know what they saw.
The misinterpretation. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they all lied.
No. So are we talking exclusively about the first case now?
Yes. Yep.
I definitely think they're telling the truth.
Yep.
They're part of like the first Antarctic research team that was sent out by Japan. The captain got his book published. He's so esteemed in the field. Obviously, he knows Antarctic transportation because that's the name of the fuck-sucking book.
Yeah.
So I don't think you would include a story like that if, for shits and giggles.
Part of it, though, is like, well, if you come out and you talk about that, are you putting like a target on yourself? Like, oh, these guys might not necessarily be so trustworthy, or conversely, is it like fucking sailor tales, if that's a thing?
Well, sailor tales are a thing.
Don't go to that website or go, however you're feeling, whatever.
Yeah. No, seafarers, mariners' tales is legendary, are legendary. But in this case, I don't see why he would do that because you're right. There's a lot to lose reputationally and not a lot to gain. But they're not describing like some Technicolor fucking 7-horned fuck all.
No, it's weird.
Just a different kind of sea cow.
Right.
And giant sea cows were definitely stellar sea cow up in the Bering Sea, in the Bering Strait.
The tasty ones.
Yeah, the super flavorful ones. There you go. Fucking the jerky's delightful.
Oh.
but
sea jerky. Oh.
Jesus
Christ.
God. Definitely don't go to that website.
Yeah,
no.
I don't want briny jerk.
Briny jerk.
So why couldn't there be a Southern Hemisphere version of that?
Yeah, no, it could be.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. So that to me fits into the extremely plausible range of aquatic marine cryptids.
Yeah. No, I believe that they saw what they said they did. So that one's pretty neat. Now, moving on to Kabagon here, though. All right. Now, this one's what they said it was a deformed hippopotamus.
That was one of the descriptions.
Yeah.
Other people said humanoid. We've seen it. It's just like a lumpy fuckle. Like Chris's, analogy of a rotting grimace is not far off.
No, I know.
Yeah, no, it is. And actually, I will include that picture in the post for this episode at cryptonautpodcast.com. You can go there and see the picture.
There's also an illustration done of the the weird bovine monkey head thing.
Oh, there is. Okay, good. I'm gonna have you get that for me too. We're gonna post those up there, and we'll also put them on Instagram.
Illustration, not photographs. Sadly.
Yes. Yeah. No, there's no photos. All right, man. So like, this could obviously be like some kind of crazy, cool, like Hedorah inspired monster, or it's an evil sea spirit.
Yes.
There's only two possibilities.
No, that's not true at all.
All you get.
That's a lie. There's that third very reasonable possibility that it's an unidentified massive sea creature.
No, it's not fun.
Why? It is fun.
No.
Cryptids are fun. When did cryptids not
evil
become fun?
Sea spirit, cool sea monster? Yeah, technically a cryptid.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
No, sea spirits are not cryptids.
No, the sea spirit is the other option. The other one is the big giant thing in the water there.
No, you said the two options were Hedorah hoax and sea spirit.
Not Hedorah hoax, Hedorah-esque.
Oh,
Hedorah type.
I take it back. I didn't realize.
I thought you were trying to get all academic on.
No,
it.
we were arguing because
I
I literally thought you were saying it's either a hoax based on someone seeing the trailer of the smog monster, or a ghost.
Hedorah inspired.
Yeah, but it's not inspired. I don't think, because inspired implies it's made up.
No.
I think that it might vaguely resemble Hedorah.
We can both be wrong. It's fine.
Well, here's the thing. All semantics and bullshit aside and getting caught up in it, I got like a fucking sinus thing happening, so I'm having a hard time thinking here. I think this is a sea creature.
Okay.
I think both of these are fucking sea creatures, unidentified sea creatures. One's clearly a Sirenian, at least I believe it is, the first one. The second one, I don't fucking know.
There's a
who knows what is living down there.
Bit less to go on. You just got kind of a head.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it.
There's a cool paranormal angle there, just saying.
No, it's definitely associated with the Umi Bozu, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be.
Yeah, but come on, man, what's fun?
That is fun.
What's super cool?
All right.
No one's rooting for cryptozoology with this one, Rob. You're on your own goddamn boat.
I just don't know. Chris hasn't said his piece yet.
I think he's saying phantasmagorical. Pretty sure he did. He sent me a text like, fuck that.
Fuck Rob.
Yeah, this is a fucking sea demon. Fuck him.
Rob's so stupid.
Bullshit.
I wish he'd shave.
Rob's so stupid. I wish he would shave. That's awful, good sir.
Crypto Santa sucks.
That's a why. Why would that even be
I don't even know why.
I know.
Yeah.
But I am interested in hearing Chris's real opinion.
Okay, fine.
I don't
we'll
even
fight over
know.
Chris
God
later.
damn it.
I don't think it's any demon or a ghost. I just don't think so.
I thought I had you.
The water just doesn't scream ghost to me. It never has. Or demon.
Well,
it's a yokai.
I bet there's a lot of fucking sea demons and ghosts. I just don't think this is one of them.
I bet there's a lot of sea demons.
You can't just quote. You can't just quote a movie and be like, "Well, you know."
I'm not saying I'm basing this exclusively on the fog.
Well, the fog,
which is a great movie.
Oh my god!
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if there are ghosts and demons,
okay.
Let's just assume that there might be. The oceans are so much more vast. Why wouldn't they be there?
And there's so much more death.
Died
and there's so much more death and struggle and revenge.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's more revenge on the ocean.
Died on land because we are on land.
Yeah, that's true. A lot more people have died on land.
But things die in the ocean, dude.
I'm not saying they don't.
When you die on the ocean, it is always tragic.
There's a lot more to
agree on
to cover there, so it'd be like
very rarely are you on like a yacht tour of like fucking Europe and you died peacefully in your bed after getting laid and eating pizza. Like most death on the high seas is sad and scary, and because of weather incidents or whatever, war, some horrible shit.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm sure that's the harbinger of vengeful wraiths.
But yokai
dying terribly.
Okay, but sweet yokais in the water.
And it's interesting that big-headed things that come out of the water, cling to ships, sink them, is part of Japanese legend, but it is not part necessarily of New Zealand legend.
Okay.
So is this like a tulpa where you bring your thought forms with you and manifest them
thought forms
through fear?
Oh, okay.
Well, thought forms would go where your mind is.
Okay.
I mean, thought forms exist only because you believe and manifest them.
So if you all saw that trailer for Godzilla versus the Smog Monster,
you might have manifested the deformed hippo.
Yeah, dude, it's
Hedorah.
a fucking Hedorah tulpa.
Okay.
I was right with my first assertion that I couldn't figure out what the fuck I said.
No, I debated that mightily, mostly from misunderstanding, but now I kind of agree.
I don't even know what I said, though.
Yeah, no.
So you were probably right.
Yeah, Smoggy Tulpa.
Okay, so it's actually Hedora is what you're saying.
It's actually Hedora. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
It does come out of the ocean with those fucking eyes at one point.
As per the Fox.
As per Fox protocols, if it was
clearly
established in 70s and 80s cinema.
Man. All right. Well, I really want this to be some kind of phantasmagorical sea demon or a fucking Hedora tulpa.
Why can't it be a transdimensional?
Okay.
Why ignoring the possibilities?
I didn't want to bring up the veil.
There can be vortices in the ocean. Why can't a vile vortice, to steal Ivan Sanderson's term, be in the waters?
Remember,
I mean, they are all over, like Bermuda Triangle and the Devil's Triangle. Everything's a fucking triangle.
Remember in Pacific Rim, all the kaiju came from the fucking
dimensional rift.
Yeah, the dimensional rift.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is true. As per Pacific Rim,
Yeah.
there's dimensional rifts.
You're telling everyone where we get all our science from.
Where we get all our evidence.
Seriously?
Our verified evidence.
Jesus Christ.
From nerd movies.
This is why when anybody's like, hey, I got to, if they talk to, at least me, about like anything cryptozoology, I'm like, I fucking don't know, dude. Like, I can do what I can do, man. I can bring up a Hedora tulpa, talk about the sea vengeance. That's about it.
Talk about the sea
I don't know
vengeance.
what you're talking about.
I'm an expert on sea vengeance.
Yeah, I don't know shit about cryptozoology, actual
Salt
stuff.
makes revenge so much sweeter.
Oh, dude, there's fucking salt life, bro. Whoa. All right, cool.
So crazy shit's in the ocean.
It is
crazy
cool, man.
fucking shit's in the ocean.
Cabagon's fucking dope as shit. I
It
love
looks
the
cool.
art. Dude,
It's
I
so
love the art.
scary.
It's so cool. Dude.
Those fucking big round nostrils with all the little wrinkle patterns around it. I mean, it just looks like something you don't want to tangle with.
No,
if you're swimming, you are shitting the ocean.
Oh my
if this comes up anywhere near you.
Yeah, no, you are completely
No matter
screwed.
how pacifistic, or if it's a herbivore and it just eats seaweed and algae, well, that would, I guess, make it an omnivore. Whatever the fuck it is, if it's leaving you the fuck alone, you are still done, and you are feces-izing the ocean.
Like sea cows, they eat, what do they eat, like plankton and shit like that?
I think so. I don't think they're not meat eaters.
Yeah.
If they were meat eaters, my opinion of them would change completely.
Yeah, maybe these things don't. You know, they're just kind of maybe eating fish, just kind of hanging out, saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And fucking,
hey, what's up?
Yeah,
Love
that's
it.
exactly how they would fucking sound.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if this whole thing was just a shitbag mound too? If like it never tapered off into like a fish or a walrus body, it was just a shitty mound of shit that comes up from the ocean, floats up occasionally, looks around, then sinks back down where it consumes its nutrients from thermal vents or whatever the fuck it does.
Oh, dude,
that still kind of sounds like a grimace.
It kind of
Yeah.
does.
Just like a fucking mound.
Yeah, or
A
like
slop
And
grimace.
he is derpy.
He's derpy as shit.
or like in Weird Science with Chet when he gets turned into that big pile of shit or whatever. He's like, "What's the matter,
Hey
guys?"
guys, farting
Yeah.
up a storm. Bill Paxton again.
Oh, shit.
double rips.
Oh,
man.
big.
Okay, so it's actually Hedora.
Yeah.
It's fucking grimace is real.
Yeah.
Yep. Weird Science is also a reference.
Oh man, the fog is a thing.
Fog is the thing.
The Pacific
I mean,
Rim.
it's a great movie.
All right, we got to bring something else into this thing. I don't even know. Shin Ultraman.
Yeah.
The fuck.
I mean, that's a great movie.
Yeah, there you go.
No bearing on anything we're discussing. It's really a fun tribute to classic Ultraman.
Speaking of Ultraman, actually, a while ago, I was searching on Reddit just like to see if anyone was posting stuff about us, and we were mentioned in the Ultraman official like subreddit about like, oh, these guys do this podcast about these monsters and aliens that sound like kaiju from Ultraman. So that was kind of a cool reference.
That's
So
awesome.
Shout out to the Ultraman fucking subreddit there. We appreciate that, and thank you all for stopping in with us once again. The Cryptonaut podcast in the Flash Boys. Doing
it.
We go. Bang, we're back in action, back in person. Yeah, Robert, we got some Patreon shout-outs to do.
Hell yes, we
Their
do.
friend. Let's get started when I pull my list up to compare to yours. Okay, let's go.
Nicole Wills.
Thank you, Nicole.
Aldean the Doomslayer.
Thank you.
We debated that name for a while.
I thought it was Alduin.
Yeah.
I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're going some Skyrim shit.
I was going
We'll
straight.
find out.
We'll
straight
find out.
Skyrim.
And if we got it wrong, you know the dilly.
I mean, if it is Alduin the Doomslayer, there you go. You got it. Perfect.
Michael Paulchek.
Thank you, Michael.
Jordan Slamsy.
What up, Jordan?
Sammy. That's it.
Sammy.
I saw the name after. Thank you, Sammy.
Oh, you were waiting for me to finish. I'm like, what? Where's this fucking hype? Where's my hype man?
No.
Fuck. Samantha J.
I thought it was Sammy Samantha J. I was like, damn, that's some shit right there. Nice. Thank you, Samantha J. and Sammy.
Rachel Childers.
Thank you, Rachel.
Michael Wellesley Morgan. Oh, no. Wesley.
Wesley. Oh,
Wellesley. Jesus Christ.
Wesley. Yes.
Michael Wesley Morgan. I apologize for that.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Yvonne Bolen.
Hell yeah, Yvonne, what up?
We're going to round this shit out with Sarah Stephenson.
Yeah, sir. Thank you so much. Everyone check that out over there. Bonus audios every week at patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. $1 is one bonus audio. And the shout out, and the $5 is the no more than 4, sometimes 5 bonus audios, and the shout outs over there. Again, that's patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. Both of those tiers will get you access into our private Discord server. You can check that out there. It is super fun. And speaking of folks that support us, Robert, we got some gifts.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh, we do. Check it out
man.
right here.
So,
boom.
First off, you want to give a shout out?
Yeah, to actually, she's been a listener for so long.
Dude.
Hebe, across the pond there. She was in Loch Ness, and she sent us a super cool postcard.
And dolls and pins.
Dude, we got pins. I got a pin here. You got this really cool doll. Chris got a pin. But the address that she addressed this super cool Loch Ness Monster Eyewitness account card to, I'm going to read the address that she sent it to. You guys prepared for this? Cryptonaut Podcast, Bull Point, Mothland, Auburn, New York, United States of America, Mark's truck.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Fucking Mark's truck.
It's fucking Mark's
Oh,
truck.
and she even writes that she's been a follower of American Monsters since she was 11, since she was a little girl.
So she was checking out your work when she was just a wee little child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my
sweet,
God.
That's fucking.
It's so, because back then, I was writing into a void. Like, no one was commenting on things. I didn't know if it was making any impact whatsoever. So to hear something years later, an adult who's living the life at Nessie, fucking at Loch Ness, touching the sacred waters and doing the thank you, Hebe, and thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the gifts. It's fucking awesome.
And
I'm a Nessie fanatic.
She sent us a card from there, man. How awesome is that?
I know.
Yeah,
and we got the sweet Nessie doll for our studio, too.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
And pins.
Totally. So, Hebe, thank you so much. We appreciate that. And, real quick, the fun part about American Monsters, I'm just going to say this, there wasn't a comment section. You know what there was? There was a forum.
Oh, my God, I forgot.
And the forum got spicy.
It was like a nightmare sometimes.
It got spicy, and then it would get hacked every other week. And I'd have to go in there and fix that fucking stupid thing with that PHP forum. Do you remember that? The PHP forum thing that was on there? Oh, my God, it was such a pain in the ass.
Dude, that was an albatross.
Yeah, no.
Literally hanging around our necks for years.
Yeah. Whereas,
I'm sure some of the good people there are probably even listeners now. And God bless all of you.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys had a positive time in the forums because, boy, it got ugly.
Yeah, it's nothing like our modern Discord, which couldn't be sweeter.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Rob, we got one more shout out to do there. Good sir.
Vince fucking Moore, legend, sent a copy of A Haunted Atlas of Western New York, which is phenomenal because it's our back fucking yard. So stay weird. He signs it on the inside, which is great. So I can't wait to peruse this motherfucker and see what kind of great stories come out of it. But thank you so much. It's been a little delayed. We've literally had this book sitting on the table for weeks because we're going to give it a shout out at the end of every episode. And every episode we end up not doing, finishing the episode and going, the fuck is wrong with us?
Something gets put near it and then I lose track of it. Because generally, like if we're going to do something, I'm like, oh, we have this gift here to give this, good listener a shout out. But it kept getting lost in your miasma of
bullshit.
Yeah, but whatever you have, whatever the zeitgeist is over there, your whole thing, there's like...
Oh, my God.
I'm going to buy you a thesaurus.
What is that
and
thing?
A dictionary.
What is on your Gatorade bottle next to the ripped fucking pop box? I'm not going to talk about that. But
that's my little headgear
What do you do with that?
Just put it on your head.
For what?
Keeps your head warm when you're a bald man.
Warm?
Yeah.
Or is it an itchy thing? It looks like an egg beater that somebody beat up.
Oh, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, no, that's a head massager.
Oh.
For people with hair.
I'm like, there's no way that keeps you
What were you talking
warm.
about with a head? It keeps your head heater. What are you talking about? Do you have it there?
It's like a thin vinyl hat. I've got a hair massager. I got a couple coffee mugs. We got that sweet pyramid that Dana sent us.
Yeah,
and a roll of toilet paper for nose
The
blow.
massager was what I was looking at. I'm like,
that's a little weird.
What is this thin vinyl?
And it's sort of just sitting on an old Gatorade bottle.
I thought it was a whisk thing. I'm like, what are you making?
It does look like a whisk.
I thought he was making eggs down here.
No, it's a head massager.
Okay.
We can. I figured we'd pamper ourselves after the pod.
All right, I'm going to use it for my taint.
You can massage your taint with that fucking thing?
Yeah.
It's fucking rub
pretty expansive.
between your fucking balls and asshole.
It's definitely going to touch your balls and touch hole.
Yeah, no, that's going to...
It's going to spread.
Man, that's a lot.
It's going to cover a lot of real estate.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to judge.
Hey, and that's what, you get to keep it after. That's the sweet
yours.
thing. It's a gift. It's a gift.
Oh, this is what he wanted the entire time.
We put my taint
how
on
I claim
everything on this fucking table, and I'm taking it home.
There you go. Well, thankfully,
So in short,
I know that you hate Mac computers, so my laptop is safe. Thank you.
thank you, Vince Moore, for the
Put
book.
my taint on.
Yes. I'll just get your taint on it.
And whoever sent us the taint massager, you're a saint.
Yes, too. And also, too, thank you, Hebe. We appreciate it. Thank you all
absolutely
so very much. There you have it, Cryptonaut Podcast. the Instas, the Twitters, and the Facebook social media thing. We're there. Check it out. Do your bullshit over there. Thank you so much. We're talking to you soon.
bye.
Peace.
Farewell, friends.
What's Chris going to rub his taint on first?
Oh, my beard.
It's going to be you.
I hope
Just
so.
I'm not putting it on your person.
No, you're going to claim me.
You're going to claim
You're going to claim my head.
Yeah.
If that's what you want.
I wouldn't say I wanted it. I just predicted it.
No, well,
I kind of want
You just
it.
manifested
Yeah,
it.
no, I really want. I know. I just made a thought form of Chris's taint.
Yeah.
covering
Way
my
to
beard.
tulpa on my taint. Now I don't even have to do it. It's gonna,
Now it's there. It's going to happen.
Now I have 2 taints. Way to go, fuckers.
Oh, twin taint Carno over here.
Oh, man.
Good job.
Tulpas are the worst. I'm so glad it doesn't work.
Well, there it is. Twin Tank Carnal will be talking to you.
Bye.
Peace.